lot of us have either a strength or a skill or something that took us a long time to acquire and led us on this journey to get there. And that when you finally got that strength number or that skill or whatever your goal was, it kind of becomes this emotional and symbolic type of thing for you. For me, that is the ring muscle up. So that picture that you just saw was from my first ring muscle up, and I did not want to get down off those rings once I finally got that. It took me about 6 or 7 months to get my muscle up of actively trying muscle up type things on the rings. And then, I mean, months and months before that, just getting my strength up to do dips and strict pull-ups and things, to prepare me to even try for a ring muscle up. So whether it's a muscle up or any other type of strength or skill, as new mothers, when we're coming back to the gym, we have those thoughts in our head. That was such an emotional and symbolic journey for me to get my muscle up that you want those things back. You don't want to lose them. The thought of that is really upsetting to you, which is normal. It's normal to feel that way. So I was just in a constant state of panic coming back from my first pregnancy. I came in and I was like, oh my gosh, can I still do a full push-up? I haven't worked out in 3 months. I got down on the ground and I did one. And I was so relieved. Now, could I have done a bunch of them? No. Obviously I had to build my strength back up. But at least some of that stress stripped away, but definitely not all of it. And I wish I could go back and tell my old self, which now I giggle at, that the strength and the skills come back much faster than the first time. So, it took me so long to gain certain skills, double unders, muscle ups, things like that. All of those things do not leave you once you've mastered them. Even if don't do them for a year or 2 years, right? And the strength also comes back much quicker than the first time you've built up your bench to a 1 rep max or your squat or things like that. So the comeback after my second pregnancy was so much better and filled with much less panic because I knew all of those things would come back, and the more intentional and the more rehab and the more I could do to set my body up for my long-term athleticism, the better I would be. And so here I am.
Stick it. Stick it.
Yes! Fuck! Yes!
Do it again. There it is.
I got more. Ah! Fuck, yes. 3. Surgery tomorrow. Thank you. That's what I wanted.
So how do we stay calm and happy versus panicked, desperate, or just sad and upset when returning to fitness postpartum? How do we do that? So I think the most important things to focus on are your progressions. And while you're progressing, keeping variety, creativity, and lots of fun worked into your modifications. The very start of a return to fitness program, I'm not going to go into depth with that. That would be a whole nother video. But basically working with your pelvic floor physical therapist, starting off and doing some breathing very first for your core and pelvic floor. And then also in the very beginning, you could do some isolated shoulder work to get you ready to get back up on those rings. Anything like that in the very beginning stages is a great place to start. Once you've progressed past through the beginning stages of rehab, then you can start adding in some hollow holds, hollow rocks, Turkish get-ups, things of that nature for some specific core work that would help with your return to a muscle up. Then the next part, you can go to a PVC or bands. So you can put a band on the rig and tie it from the top, and then you can kind of pull it down and do a lat pull down like this way. You can lay on the floor and put 2 bands on the side of the rig, put a PVC pipe and kind of come down like that. You can kind of get creative on how to work those lats before maybe you're ready to get on the actual pull-up bar. Always something you could do. So then moving to grip, okay? So we can do pinch grips with the weights. We can do farmer's carries with kettlebells, odd objects, barbells. You can hang from the bar once you're ready to hang from the bar again. Hang from the bar in different grips. See how long you can hang. See how long you can hold your chin over the bar. Those are a bunch of other ideas. Then more things specifically for the bar. You can hang. You can hang and engage. You can use a band for strict pull-ups. You can do jumping pull-ups. You can do strict pull-ups, chin over bar, chest to bar. You can do a weighted strict pull-up. Low bar holds. If you have the low bars that go into the J hook thing, you can do a lower bar type of pull so you can use your legs easier. Or you can do it on the high bar too and just build up plates. You can do hollow holds, just hanging from the bar, and kip swings on the bar. Then moving to rings, you can do ring rows, but when you ring row, you don't always have to do it the same way. Now, obviously, when you change the angle, you can make it harder or easier, but you can also change your grip. I remember sometimes I do them in the false grip, and sometimes I would do them not in the false grip to try to prepare myself for muscle up type things on the rings again. You can also try doing a one arm row with two hands, with one hand. And then if you have a TRX, you can play around with that stuff too if you have a TRX at the gym or at home. Dips. So you can do dips on a chair or a bench, the matador, or the rings. You can use bands for support as needed. Then on the rings, you can still do a ring support hold. You can either do that in the hollow position or have your body totally straight. The first time I tried the totally straight one was so hard because I'd never done that before. So it showed I needed a little bit more variety in how I was doing ring holds. So play around with that. You can hang from the rings, false grip, non-false grip, shoulder shrugs in the rings, shoulder or pull-ups in the rings. You can pull to your chin or to your chest. Again, playing around with false grip, non-false grip on all of those. And then we can get into the eccentrics. So you can start at the top of the ring, and then I'll show you a video of what I did with that. So then you can go and do swings on the rings, both false grip, regular grip. You guys can look up different videos to help you with your swings and your technique with that. That's a great thing to practice. And then also low ring drills. So here's a video of one of those that I did.
And here I am with a red band. Before that I was using a blue band, and then after this I progressed down to an orange band before getting rid of the band altogether. And here I am with no band at all. And after this is when I started attempting my strict muscle ups again.
And there are so many more drills and progressions that you can do with low rings, high rings, and the rings in all different kinds of positions. You can use a box and put your feet up there. You can go on your tiptoes. You can use bands in different ways. You can have someone support you. Really, the progressions and different drills are endless, and the more variety you can work into your routine as you progress back to a muscle up or progressing to get your first muscle up, the better. The biggest thing is to try and really enjoy the part of the journey that you are on. It'll make you more productive in the exercise you're doing. It'll make you happier. And honestly, it makes it go by so much faster. I could just tell the difference between my first, coming back from my first pregnancy and my second pregnancy and how much happier I was. So let me know how your journey goes on the road back to whatever is so important and symbolic for you to achieve.